Alright, here we go. So, Jess, who is Jess? A co-conspirator of some sort. Tango, Webb, Penenkin, Jimenez, Hagen. Just 29 pages of conspiracy. Now they withdrew. They withheld 2 pieces of information, 2 reports. I'm guessing they had more snitch information on there they couldn't reveal. You can compare these to my videos. And of course I'm going to respond how I respond, because these people keep messing with me when I fly as much as I do. You may have to pause the video at your leisure. And who snuck this photo? One of the snitches. At no point in time did a cop, to the best of my knowledge, ever take a photograph of me. Now, that may not be 100% accurate, because I think maybe the old man did, but I'm not 100% sure on that again. The old man being McCartney. A welfare check. A welfare check? Come on. Amanda Smith, Delta Airlines supervisor. See, this is how deep this conspiracy goes. God forbid I travel for a week and get some shut-eye in the airport. I've told these people about 10 times. Now, this story right here is to do with McCartney. I've told these people about 10 times that I can't even sleep in these hotels in their city. They literally all have bed bugs, or they're like $500 a night if they don't have bed bugs. So what do you want us to do when we're in your city? Because independent people that aren't working for like Boeing, right? Boeing employees only make $60K a year, but their hotel is paid for. But I make more money, but my hotel's not paid for. But I'm not going to do that with why would I pay for that hotel, right? Unless it's paid for by the company. I'm not going to spend that money out of my independent pocket. Yeah, damn right who snitched on me. Look, what's her name? Well, her name is Amanda Smith, the Delta Airlines supervisor. You know, how did she make it to that position? I bet you she can't think past 5 days in the future. Probably making 50, 60, 70, 100, 110K a year, whatever she's making. That's crazy. I refuse to incriminate myself. Is that so wrong? Blah, 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 blah. This is all his story, right? About how he's trying to deprive me of his rights, all in here. All his words in here are worth, a picture is worth 1,000,000 words. This whole documents, this 29 pages of all these reports doesn't even come close to 1,000,000 words. Doesn't even come close to 1,000,000 words. And if a picture is worth 1,000,000 words, then that means a video is worth what? A multiple trillions of words? Because each frame would be worth 1,000,000 words, right? Because each frame is a picture. Or at least each visible frame. Obviously, you couldn't do it with a 30 frame or 120 frame a second camera and say, oh, now I have 120 frames, right? You have to let the system be fair. These people don't have any microphones. They don't have any body cams. They type up this report. Yeah, I bet you're disappointed. You read this right here. I'm happy that you got to hear that I clear and I have no warrants. I bet you're disappointed. Yeah, I bet you they were disappointed I didn't have any warrants. Crooks trying to get me. Went through my bag. I don't know if it says that. I'm pretty sure it says that in here. I only read it one time, guys. I'm going to have to become an expert on this. See? He was forcing me and bullying me. I don't have to answer any questions. And I'm innocent until proven guilty, unless you can articulate that I've committed a crime. You're stating that I'm trespassing, but by me remaining silent, you can't prove whether or not I do or do not have a ticket. By me remaining silent, I'm not incriminating myself one way or another, for good or for worse, right? So you have to assume the better, because you can't assume the worst unless you can prove that there's not a ticket on my persons. And what happened is, in this case, this guy actually didn't let me record. He put me in cuffs pretty much immediately so I couldn't get out my recording devices. And then he went through all my stuff to figure out who I was and radio in my information. Let's go back up here. Penalty of perjury, right? Well, I'm sorry, sir, you committed perjury because my video is worth 1 million words. Or 1 trillion words. A picture's worth 1 million words. And that was a big deal. Boom. This is a high profile one. Officer Hagen. Prior history. Yeah, because you guys won't leave me alone when I'm traveling. Suspected of mental instability. So either these officers are highly trained in mental health, or this stuff is all getting forwarded to a mental health expert, and we'll get that back in a minute. We'll get back to that in a minute. And they're trying to make their little evaluation. These mental health experts are trying to make a mental health evaluation, a very, very serious thing on me, a diagnosis, okay, off of the words and opinions of officers that aren't even trained in that, right? So they have how many words in this report? It's a few paragraphs, 100, 200, 300, I don't know. The point is this guy, first off, he's not even trained in mental health. Secondly, he only typed 1 to 300 words. If you want to see mental health or what the deal is, why don't you put some body cams and some microphones on your officers so they can be held accountable from both sides? They can't even remember. If you watch my videos, they can't even remember what I told to them 2 minutes ago. I said to their whole squad, 10 people, however many people, something 3 times. They couldn't even remember what it was 3 or 4 minutes ago. They kept asking me again and again the same question. So silly. And they weren't even asking in an interrogating way. They were asking it because they couldn't even remember what the flight time was. I believe what it was, is what time the flight was. I had told 3 individuals, Matuska and the little blonde-haired boy you see in the video, right? And then I had told a 3rd individual that came up what time the flight was. And then the Sarge came up to me, I believe, and I said, ask your officers. I told them 3 times, and they can't seem to remember. This is what's called gross incompetence. This is what's called gross incompetence. Here we go. Trespassing. But I'm paying thousands of dollars a month to fly all around the world, and I'm trespassing. Isn't that incredible? I don't give these people any problems. I know Kokesh, I don't film, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't mess with the checkpoint. I just roll, do my thing, and these guys mess with me all the time over an air mattress because I'm smart with it. And I got an air mattress that folds up the size of a water bottle. Like, come on. You really gonna get on me for that while I'm sleeping, while I'm traveling? And here, this is the morning they just woke me up. This guy tried to just bully me out of there in the morning. You can pause the video at your leisure. We got about 14 more pages left. We're on page 15. That's one of the illegal, or more or less, photographs they probably took with their private phone that's now in their private file. This is how deep the conspiracy goes. It's a public file that has private information, and you can't do that when you're a public official. You know, can't take a picture with my camera phone that I'm using to call my wife and my kids and give it to my work. It doesn't work that way. Stuff is very binary. It's very simple. The regulations and the codes are obviously put here to confuse us, but it's very simple. Now here we go. This is what happened. So I was in the bathroom for 8 minutes when this Arab chick comes up on me and starts slamming on the door after 8 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. And this is because these Muslim gangs control these airports and whatnot, which is some bullshit. So she bangs 2 minutes later. It's been 10 minutes. I'm literally in the middle of like shaving. Boom, 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 boom. And I open the door politely and I'm like, ma'am, can you please calm down? I've only been in here, 8, 10 minutes. It's right here. She said, you haven't been in here 10 minutes. It's been 15, 17. I'm like, ma'am, look at my watch. It's been 10 minutes. I got the timer going. So then, and this part, of course, I didn't get on video because the situation hasn't escalated to that point. But yeah, so she's trying to twist up the story because the officers obviously gave her too much information. So you can watch the videos when they came up. I explained it pretty well. And that's that little blonde-haired kid I was telling you about that came up to the bathroom. You can see him in the bill. Huston. Doesn't know a damn thing about the law. Nothing. No one answered. Now, they say something in here about a handicap stall, but that's not true. This is labeled as a family restroom. Airport employees, and especially the Muslim gang, go in this restroom 24/7. 24/7. And God knows what they're doing. Their ears, feet, washing everything. Shaving, doing everything that they're trying to accuse me of, they're doing. And I'm getting hit with the brunt of it. Isn't that incredible? And this guy, Lavengood, is a real jerk. And look, 4 or 5 people. Yeah, I couldn't find it because I couldn't remember, which is I kept telling them. Went upstairs to let them know, hey guys, got my boarding pass. Yeah, you're damn right I was aggravated. I'm spending more money than these fuckers make. And this is Matuska, the ringleader of them all. The psychotic bitch, right? That has them all is spreading rumors about me and doing all this stuff. She's from Alaska somewhere. You can tell by her last name, Matuska. You know, we know who you are. Like, we're not stupid. You guys can do all the investigation on me you want. You guys are the ones that are going to be found in guilt of a conspiracy charge while the FBI is investigating you. Salos. Now this guy's the guy you hear on the video screaming at me on the top of his lungs on the audio tape, one of the audios. Salos. Screaming. That guy shouldn't even have a gun. Here's another FI card. 24, 29. We got a couple more pages. Another FI card. And here we go. Boom, boom. Seattle Airport. Sleeping in the airport for 3 days. So how do they know if I came or left? Like, give me a break. Even if I was in there for 3 days straight, what's the deal? Like, I could be getting on a flight. These Chinese